Hi, I'm Miss Joy. Hello to my first grade friends at Springhill in Mrs. Cornow and Miss Kurame's class, and in Mrs. Quinn's class, and in Mrs. Hanson's class. And hello to my friends at Happy Valley in Mrs. Facer's class, and Mrs. Helvey's class, and Mrs. McSherry's class, and Mrs. Blair and Mrs. Panicatakos' class. I'm happy that you guys are checking out art lessons. I miss seeing you in person, but I'm glad you still have fun things to do at home. Today's lesson is about an artist named Roy Lichtenstein. Now, he was most famous for making pop art. A long time ago, when newspapers were printed and comic books were made, instead of using full color like we do now, they used little tiny dots. So it was a little bit cheaper. Instead of coloring in something red, you could just use red dots spaced out, and from far away it would look red. The same thing with comic books. That's how they were printed a lot. Lichtenstein was really inspired by all those little dots. This picture is called Mustard on White, and you can see that all of the blue in this painting are actually tiny blue dots. The pop art that I was telling you about, it's simple images like these. This one's called Ring or Engagement. Simple images that show feeling and look kind of like what you would see in a graphic novel. This is one of his most famous works of art called Wham, and it says, "I pressed the fire control and ahead of me rockets blazed through the sky. Wham." Another very famous one is Vroom. You notice there's not much background or anything like that. It gets the message across with just the word and the picture. Now, Lichtenstein had a lot of paintings of women kind of like this one. This one's called Crying Girl. He had some where they were laughing, some where they were crying. They were very dramatic images. And you can see he used the little dots to color in the skin color. So we're going to think about that idea and make up our own little comic, kind of like a graphic, like from a graphic novel. And then we'll pick one frame to make bigger, to enlarge, and that will be your pop art. So I've made my comic. I've made my little story, my comic, and again, this is just a really rough sketch. So here it is. There's a mom and a child that says, "Want to go get ice cream?" The baby says, "Hooray!" They're at the ice cream truck getting ice cream, and then splat, the ice cream fell. The baby cries. The mom says, "You can have mine," just like all moms do. And then the baby's happy at the end. So this part of the project is really just meant to be a rough sketch, an idea of what you want your story to be. Then, once I've got it on paper like this, I can look at it and think, which is my most exciting frame? Probably not the mom saying, "Do you want to get ice cream?" Probably not them buying ice cream from the ice cream truck. But hooray, or even the crying, or the ice cream spilling, those would be the ones that are the most exciting. So for my big project, I used markers and even included the word to say splat. Now, look at my picture. There's not a lot of background, not like a sun and flowers and a house and people in the background. It's a bold, simple image. I included a word with excitement. And your picture will probably be something simple like that too. If you are deciding what your story should be about, I want you to back into this and think about what kind of things do you like to draw. If you really love to draw vehicles, you should make your comic or your story have something to do with vehicles in it. If you really love to draw ponies, it should have ponies in it. And then the kids in class have helped me out with a lot of words that you might include. So listen to these action words, these exciting words. Out, crash, race, kaboom, splat, slam, kabam, vroom, boom, go, hocus pocus, pow, wow. So Roy Lichtenstein's Pop Art, you saw that one called Wham and the one called Vroom, and even the crying girl. They're all very dramatic. So your picture will be something very dramatic, and you might include a word on it too. Let me show you a couple of more that I use as my samples in class. This one is my happy baby. When I was a kid, all I did was draw babies. So here's my happy baby. Another one, if you just wanted to do a word, wow. Or for somebody who would give you an ice cream cone when you dropped yours, Mom. So you'll have an exciting pop art picture like that. The way I did mine, I used pencil. I went over my pencil lines with a black marker or Sharpie and then colored it in carefully. And I imagine that's what you will do with yours too. I wish we were together in person so that I could check out all of the artwork. Usually we like to hold them up for the class so everybody can see them, but we'll still end with a story. This is called Art by Patrick McDonnell. And you already know art like the artwork that we make, but Art is also this little boy. Art is a nickname for Arthur. So here's our little guy in the story. Art by Patrick McDonnell. This is Art. And this is Art. Art and his art. Can you tell them apart? When Art is in play, get out of Art's way. He zigs, he zags, he really gets wired. There's no stopping Art when Art is inspired. He draws scribbles that squiggle, dots, red, yellow, blue, splotches with blotches, and the curliest cue. Art stares at the paper and uses his noodle to conjure up a perfect doodle. And doodles need houses, trees, and cool cars, a dog, a moon, and a billion bright stars. Art draws and draws till he flops in a heap, and among his creations, he falls fast asleep. Now let's be quiet to try something we've heard. A picture is worth 1,000 words. And when he awakes a little bit later, Art sees his art on the refrigerator. Held there by magnets, stars, and a heart, put there by Mother, 'cause Mother loves art. It was nice to see you today. I hope everybody's hanging in there. I hope your days are more like this than this. I'll see you next time. Bye.